Hello besties, welcome back to my channel. I just shot a video talking about all the series that I'm currently in the middle of, which is 28. Absolutely insane number, but I decided in that video how many series I'm going to be finishing, and that number was 15, I think. So definitely not as many as 28, but still a crazy amount. And some of these series have like multiple books in them that I've yet to finish. So in today's vlog, I wanted to vlog for a couple days, just me working on actually getting that task done and actually finishing some series. Last night, I started the second book in the Mile High series by Liz Tomford, which is called The Right Move. This was everyone's favorite book in the series. Everyone was talking about this book a lot last year, and I honestly loved the first book in this series, even though it wasn't the crowd favorite, so I know that I'm gonna absolutely adore this one. So it was super fun to just jump into this genre again and get to know our characters, which is Ryan Shea, a very rich millionaire level basketball star, and then I think her name is Indigo. I forgot her last name. But Indy is our girl character, and she works for the hockey team. It's just a classic sports romance, contemporary romance, not anything super crazy yet, but I am already noticing some underlying plot lines that are gonna be super interesting, and also some more emotionally hitting topics. Even just at the first couple chapters that I've read, touches on fertility issues, which is really interesting. Definitely could be a trigger warning, so keep that in mind, but I think it's good to have that representation in a book, so really excited about it. I keep like looking this way because my Kindle is over on the table here, but I'm really excited about this book. I was saying how much I wanted to read fantasy in fall, which is true. Okay, I've already read a lot of fantasy so far this fall, and my quote-unquote fall TBR video that I made, which I'm not actually going to stick to, but just a loose list of books that I want to read this season, I still want to complete. However, I've been reading a lot of thick fantasy books. Literally my last vlog was reading fantasy for a week, so while I enjoyed it, I want to take a little mental break and read something that's a little easier to complete, and that is just a couple of really quick contemporary romances. So this is the first one for this vlog, and if I finish this book, I want to also start a second one. They may not be like autumn inspired necessarily, but it's still like 90 degrees outside in Texas, so even though I want to be in the autumn mood, I'm not there yet mentally. It's gonna take me a couple weeks for me to get there, even if the weather's still so abominably hot. So all that to say, I'm gonna take a little step into contemporary romance for the next couple days, and I can't wait to take you guys along with me for my week. Hello, happy Thursday. Hope you guys are having an amazing day so far. I wanted to chat with you guys about the book that I did not get very far into yesterday, unfortunately. I really wanted to sit down last night and read. I got into bed so early. It was like 10:15, 10:30. I was like, great. I have a solid hour and a half that I can chill and read, and I fell asleep in a matter of like 7 minutes. So I was out, unfortunately. My sleep schedule's been so whack recently because I'm part of this club that does media for the hockey team, and so between late practices, I'm talking like 10:30 p.m. until midnight long practices, and getting back super late, and I have a game tonight to go to and one tomorrow and one Sunday, so there's like so many things going on that I'm like out late for, so my sleep schedule has been whack and I've just been so tired recently, but it's all right because now I have some free time and I'm gonna sit down and read this book. So I'm currently, I think let me look. Okay, I'm 23% in. I'm on my Kindle right now, and I'm really enjoying this. I know that I'm kind of setting myself high expectations because everyone loves this book, but I'm really understanding why. Ryan, as the main guy character, he's just so attentive to her. Like, he's very stoic and closed off because he's so famous. He doesn't want like his personal information shared to the entire world, which I totally understand. However, he's like very attentive to her. He remembers her favorite colors. He like buys her a bed because she's sleeping on like an air mattress or something. He always is thinking in his head like how beautiful she is, but he doesn't want to like say it out loud because he's trying to, you know, keep to himself. Indy, on the other hand, is a different character than who I imagined her to be in the first book, although I did read that book like a while ago, so I could be like forgetting some things. I do remember her being very like kind and sweet and a little bubbly, but in this one she is extremely social, and she like wears lots of fun colors and is very bright, so she brings like color and life to his apartment because, did I mention this yesterday? I don't know if I did. Basically, this is a forced proximity trope because she just got broken up. Actually, she broke up with her ex-boyfriend who cheated on her. And so she was going to move to Florida, but her best friend Stevie, who was Ryan's sister or twin sister, I think, convinced Ryan to let her move into his apartment because he's a rich billionaire and rent out a room in his apartment essentially. And so they're living together. And there's also a fake dating trope in this, which I didn't know that was part of the plot. Very classic tropes, but I think that Liz Tomford is very aware that these are classic tropes. These are very tropey. Is that such the word for it? Is that they're tropes? Because she kind of makes fun of it herself. In the book, like Indy reads romance books, so it's kind of like laughing at herself because like the joke is that it's very cliche, but also like the characters are aware that it's cliche. Or Indy will talk about like book boyfriends and like, are you stoic? Like, can you growl? Is a question she asks Ryan, which is so funny for people like us, like readers, because there's so many instances where it's like a main character, like guy, usually growls and we're like, what the heck is that? Like hopefully there's no actual lion roaring. I don't need that actually. You can tell that Liz, who's the author, like obviously loves this genre and she knows what's cliche, but she's put it in this book to be funny, and I appreciate that a lot. So I realized that it's very hard for me to give a contemporary romance like 5 stars because, and not saying that this is 5 stars yet, I'm 25% in, guys. Okay, we need to really like get through this book first, but I just think about it a lot. I give more fantasies and more like complex stories, like maybe sad romances or something like with a deeper plot. I usually am more likely to give those 5 stars because they are emotionally, like they mean more to me, they have more depth to them. But I have to like look at contemporary romances, give them the benefit of the doubt, and rate them for what they are. Like, it's a contemporary romance, it's going to be a little Hallmarky, it's going to be a little like funny, it has deep topics in it for sure, and we're going to definitely expand on those, but it's also not going to be like The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, for example. Like, as far as depth, it's not going to be like an Olive Blake book kind of thing. So I had to look at these books and like rate them how they are and not be afraid to give contemporary romance 5 stars. So that's the mindset I have going into this, is to be more flexible with my rating scale for these contemporary romance books, and I'm really excited to get further into this book. So I'm dedicating at least like a half an hour. I'm gonna set the timer, I'm gonna sit my butt down, and I'm gonna get through into this book, and I'm really excited about it. Why is my hair doing this thing where it like goes out and then goes down? Just tuck that away. I just got to the 65% mark in this book, and oh my gosh, I don't even know what to say. But it's just incredible. It's hard to explain what makes a contemporary romance a great contemporary romance because it's a very simple plot. You know what's going to happen at the end is they're going to be in love and happy together. So it's like there's no big plot twists really that you're waiting on usually, and you're just here for like the cutesy moments. But this book really does a great job at combining like fun moments, humor, sweet things, especially the little hints of like Xander and Stevie that we get, but also between the main couple. Like, they have so many like funny jokes, inside jokes, and bantery things, and they're just really great to each other, but also it balances emotional things really well. Like I said earlier in this video, Indy is struggling with fertility issues, and then Ryan is also struggling with issues of just being this like big celebrity. Like, he's a huge basketball player. He's so famous. He always gets like photographed and tracked wherever he goes. And so he has a really private life, and he has a hard time trusting people and opening up because, without spoiling anything, people in his past have exploited him for just being trusting to them and just like opening himself up, which is why he's so closed off now. And so I think it's a really good balance of having someone who's like really closed off because of that, balancing with someone else who's really romantic and extroverted and open, but she is also coming off of a bad breakup, and she's also struggling with different things like fertility. Like, there's a lot going on in this, and I think that Liz really balances it really well, and it adds so much more depth than just two people doing fake dating and then falling in love. I also want to note that as someone who doesn't really watch sports, but I like reading sports romances, I think there's like a fine line that an author has to walk between like having so much sports in a book that it's like too much for someone like me who doesn't either understand it or doesn't care, honestly, or not having enough sports in the book that we just kind of like flippantly mention, oh yeah, he plays basketball, but like we don't get to see him doing his passion. So I think this is like a great in the middle. Like we get to see Ryan like doing basketball, either he's coming back from practice or he's at a couple games or things like that, but it's not overloading, it's not too much, and it's very simply explained. Like I get the general rules of basketball, but like I'm not a basketball pro, so like I don't need to know like all the penalties and things like that. I just want to be here, see what happens, and then get to another scene. So I think it's paced really, really well. I honestly cannot find a flaw in this so far, and I know it sounds like extremely biased. I'm not trying to find flaw, but I'm just like really thinking about it. I'm like, everything that I've been seeing is great. Okay, the one thing that I maybe could say is not great is this is a longer book. It's 500 pages for a romance, and usually for me, a contemporary romance should be around the 400 page mark to kind of trim off that little excess. I do think there are some times in here that Liz is kind of repeating herself just a little bit too much, so it's a little bit repetitive, but not a crazy amount at all. It's very, I think, easy to read, easy to flow, so I'm really, really enjoying it, and I want to finish it so fast, but I have so much to do. Another hockey game tonight. I'll actually put a couple clips in here if I can find some of the game last night, because I was shooting it on this camera, so it's on my SD card. It was really fun to go to, but they unfortunately lost, so I'm hoping that they win today, because bro, we need to win, okay? They're literally the champions last year, so I'm like, step up your game, brothers. Let's get the puck in the net, okay? Anyway, but I also need to sketch my October themes. I need to study, because I have 2 exams on Monday. I thought it was only going to be 1. Turns out there's 2. So this weekend's going to be super busy, but all I want to do is curl up my bed and read this book. There's a loud plane outside. Could you do me a favor and shut up? Thank you. Anyway, I really gotta go because I am late to class. So I will see you guys later. Good morning, or more like afternoon, because it's freaking 12:15. I hate waking up so late that like I'm getting ready at noon or afternoon, but like it is Saturday. I got back really late last night, so like I should give myself a little break. But also today I have so much to do. I have to finish sketching for my September bullet journal setup. Oh, by the way, I'm getting ready, so a little get ready with me. Most of it is sketched, but there's a little bit more that I need to finish. Like there's one last art piece I need to do the pencil sketch for, and then I need to film the entire thing, and then I have studying to do. Because I think I told you guys yesterday, I have 2 exams on Monday that I wasn't expecting to have, and I could push some stuff to tomorrow, but tomorrow's Sunday, so I'm going to church and volunteering, and then afterwards there's another hockey game at 3 o'clock, and that could last until like 7. So then I get back, I eat dinner, and then it's like night, and I'm gonna have to get ready to go to bed for early class in the morning. So it's like I don't have much time this weekend at all. Plus I need to edit the video and this video, so like there's a lot going on. I'm like ranting, but there's just so much to do. Anyway, to update you guys on the book, I got to 80% this morning, and I was reading in bed for a little bit, so I could like blame the fact that I'm late on me just prioritizing my book more than anything else, but genuinely it's a really good book and I wanted to read it. So I got to 80%. We're getting all of those big love confession things at the end. There's a little bit of miscommunication in this trope, but like it's handled really well in that Liz does not let anything go on for very long. If there's ever some situation where they're like on different wavelengths, she'll make sure to have them have a conversation about it relatively quickly, so you're not like waiting in suspense, because it's like my least favorite thing ever when authors like create a miscommunication trope and then give you like 20% of the book for them just to be flailing and figuring it out. And I'm like, if you have an adult conversation, this can be solved. But in this book, they do have adult conversations and they do figure things out rather quickly, and their communication is really admirable. And I can't find a flaw in this book. I literally can't. It's going so well. But the hockey game last night, oh my god, it was so much fun. I'm actually really loving going to the hockey games. Like, I went to all of them last year because I was on the same club, but now this year that I'm part of the exec part of the club, I like go to every home game, not just like some of them. And it's so much fun to be there. The vibes are always great. Usually I take this camera with me and like take videos of them to put on there. Instagram, TikTok, like other social media things. We make promo videos and stuff, among other things in the club, but like that's my main focus and my main job. So I'm also like usually editing their stuff, and they beat the other team 8-6. It was so much fun, and I can't wait for Sunday. Like, going to the hockey games are like some of my favorite things now because they're just so entertaining. I mean, they're stressful for sure. Like, I'm over there like stressing watching them play, but they won, we're all good. So yeah, such a fun time. But I really can't talk much for long. I'm all ready for the day. I need to like grab something to eat, start sketching, film my October plan with me. If you're interested in bullet journaling, this video will be up on my second channel that I'll link below the Saturday after this video goes live that you're watching right now. So in just like 2 days, it'll be up. So keep an eye out for that if you want to subscribe to that channel as well. I'm really excited about this setup. Just for one more sneak peek, I'll show you the markers that I'm using. This is the color palette that I'm using. So like lots of cool tones, purples, pinks, a little mint green. It's gonna be so good. It's gonna be so good. So have an amazing Saturday. I'll talk to you guys later. Literally just finished The Right Move about 5 seconds ago, and I don't know what to rate it. I don't know. I think it's a 5-star, but it could just be a 4.5. Does that make sense? Like, it was literally a perfect contemporary romance. There was some points in which there was some miscommunication, but it resolves quickly. There was never a third act breakup. Both the characters I love the way they love each other. Plot was good. At some points it was a little bit too cringe. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Y'all know I hate epilogues, okay? I hate the 4 years later with babies and married epilogues. Like, I think that stuff's unnecessary, so I usually just like drag through it, which is what I was just reading. But overall, like, I get the point of giving characters a super happy ending. Like, I understand. It's just I don't like epilogues. It's just such a personal thing. I get it. That should not deter me from like liking a book. I'm glad they're happy. I shouldn't be a pessimist and knock down a point because there's an epilogue. Like, it's a happy epilogue. The only other thing I can think about is that Liz Tomford does have a little bit of repetition. Like, there was one point where a character, Kai, who's actually the main character in the next book, comes into the picture, and he is described the exact same way he was described at the beginning of the book when he also came into the picture. And I was like, did you just copy paste the paragraph? Like, we know what he looks like. We've seen his character before. Like, you don't need to remind us as readers. Like, we're not dumb. Like, we do know who the character is. And a lot of things I felt like were talked about a little bit too repetitively. That being said, like, those are really such minor things. So I think as a whole, I'm going to give The Right Move 5 stars for a contemporary romance. I think. I'm so indecisive right now. It could drop down to a 4.5 on Goodreads, but it's still an incredible rating. Like, that is still absolutely amazing. This is one of the best contemporary romances I've ever read, like, ever. It's a little long, a little too long, but again, those are really minor things. And I feel like there's nothing major that I can talk about that's like wrong about it. So it should be a 5-star, but I just don't know if it gave me a 5-star feeling. I also don't know if I'm in a small reading slump because I've read this book kind of slow. So I'm wondering if maybe I'm on like the brink of a small reading slump and that's also affecting my rating of the book, because it all depends on like when you read it, what situation you're in. So take all that with a grain of salt. But overall, no matter if it's a 4.5 or a 5, this was really, really, really good. And I'm excited to move on to the other 2 books in the series. So I've heard only good things and it goes up from here basically. Well, maybe it stays plateauing from here because Ryan Shea is the book boyfriend. Oh my gosh. He cooks, he cleans, he reads her spicy romance books, he learns sign language for her. Sign language. It's actually insane. Like, I'm such a swoon-worthy guy. Anyway, I really, really enjoyed this. So 4.5, 5 stars, somewhere around there. And I don't know what I'm gonna read next. I literally have no clue. But I want to finish one more book before the video ends. You guys will see in the next clip. Like, you guys will know right in just a second when I'm reading next. Roll the tapes to the next book. The audio might be weird for this clip because I'm not using like my little microphone, but just got back from the hockey game. It is 6:20 p.m. They lost, so I'm pissed. But I want to let you know that I'm currently 20% of the way through Sift and Saddled by Lila Sage. This is the second book in the Rebel Blue Ranch series, and I listened to the first one on audio, and this audiobook for the second one is literally 7 hours long. It's so quick, so I figured this would be a good one to pick up just to listen to while I go do things, and I'm already 22% of the way through. So if you want to get through books fast, audiobooks are the way to go. I literally have no other updates except for the fact that this follows our main character Wes, who is the brother of the main girl character in the first book, and then Ada, who is his, I think, contractor, or no, interior designer for this hotel that he's building. And that's basically it. It's a little rom-com. It's country, cowboy, small town, building hotels, romance. I'll update you guys more tomorrow with I have more thoughts, but I have to sit down, eat something because I'm so hungry, and then I need to study for my tests tomorrow. So wish me luck, but I'll see you guys then. Oh my god, everything hurts. Hi. Happy Monday. I'm sore on my arms from holding babies yesterday. If that's not the most embarrassing thing you've ever heard. I was carrying this one kid. I don't know if I told you guys yesterday, but he was just like crying for 20 minutes and really, really not happy to be there. So I was just like carrying him around and he would not let me put him down. And he wasn't even that big of a kid, but like for some reason my arms are sore from carrying him. And that's like embarrassing. I used to work out every day. Now I don't work out. So I'm like, carrying a kid, sore arms. That's lame. But what isn't lame is I got a really exciting package. Let's open it together, shall we? Yay! Oh my goodness. Look at these absolute beauties. Oh, wait, you can't even see them. Oh my goodness. Look at these. Wait, this is in the wrong order. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh. I ordered these 3 books. These are the 3 main books in my favorite series. Well, it's hard to say because I also have like my Percy Jackson collection down there, and that's my favorite series as well from my childhood, but they're kind of even. That series and this series, the Shiver series, are my favorite books ever from my childhood, and I never had physical copies of these books, so I wanted to get some, so I ordered them secondhand. I got all 3 of these for $12 on Pango Books, which is so awesome. They're in great condition from what I can see. Like, no like dents on the cover. Oh, and it's super cool because like since the cover is blue, like the text is blue. I don't know if you can even see that. It's green on Linger, and then it's like this dark red on Forever, so it like matches the color of the covers. There we go. Yeah, literally for being secondhand and being only $4 each, these are in fantastic condition. I'm so excited to reread these. I reread Shiver this year. I love rereading these books. I know they're books from my childhood, but like I read them all the time digitally, but I'm excited to have them in physical form. I could annotate them now. I can finally reread Linger and Forever and like finally finish my complete reread. But I just love these. I love these books so much. These are like my babies now. I need to find a special place to put them on my shelf. As far as other news, my 2 tests today went really well, so I'm excited about that. I don't know the scores for either, so actually I could have bombed both of them, but I feel like I did pretty well on them, which is good. And I'm also, I think, 40% of the way through Lost and Lassoed. I can't speak today, by Lila Sage. This book is similar to the first book in that it's very much Hallmark movie-like, and it's very formulaic contemporary cowboy romance. Like the way she describes things, it's very tell not show. The main character talks about how she's not like other girls, not in a cringy way, but you know, she spent her entire childhood trying to not be like other girls and that she didn't want to listen to Taylor Swift or like the color pink and stuff, and then now that she's older she just doesn't have enough female friends in her life, and so she feels like she kind of missed out. It's like an issue that she deals with, which valid issue, I get it. However, I would rather that be shown than told, but she basically just tells us point blank that exact same paragraph that I just told you, so it's a little bit, you know, annoying in that way. As far as the romance goes, it's also very formulaic, very simple. Like, it's not great writing, I'm gonna tell you that. And Done and Dusted, the first book in this series, was also not great writing, so I was actually leaning towards giving that first book a 3-star rating when I first read it. But for some reason, like, I really enjoyed it more than I thought I was going to, so I gave it 4 stars, because even though the writing was very basic, very formulaic, and the story plot was also very much Hallmark movie, like classic, very predictable, very guessable, in general, the story was really nice, and I liked the characters, so I still give it 4 stars. So we'll just have to see with this book how it goes. I think I prefer the first book characters more than Ada and Wes. Ada and Wes are fine though. Like, I don't have anything against them. It's going by super fast and I am really enjoying it. So hopefully I finish it in like a day or 2. So that would be a good way to finish out the vlog. But now that I have these babies in my hand, all I want to do is pick up Linger and read that. So maybe I can annotate. I don't know. I want to read these so bad. And I read them so fast too because I can basically quote all of these books. Like, I've reread them so many times, but I want to do it again. Like, I just love they're my babies. So that's my update for now. I have so much work to do. So I'm gonna go do that right now. Hope you guys are having a fantastic Monday, and I'll see you later. I honestly really wanted the 3 books to go on the bottom shelf, but they just would not fit. Like, they were just this much too thick to fit next to my Percy Jackson books, and the Percy Jackson books have like a matching spine, so I couldn't bear to separate them, so that like messed up the order of my bookshelf, because now I have some historical books on the bottom shelf and some YA books in the historical shelf, so it's kind of all a mess, but at least it fits for now. It'll just have to do. Hello, it's Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. I wanted to come in here and talk about Swift and Saddled. I think yesterday or Monday I called it Lost and Lassoed, but that's the 3rd book in the series. I got them confused. But I just finished Swift and Saddled last night and I wanted to talk about it. I read this one completely on audiobook, which is why I don't have much footage of me actually like reading it. Unfortunately, I just like sped through it because it was so fast and there wasn't really much to shoot. And also I was super busy, so I didn't really have time to vlog for this book, which I'm very sorry about, but I did want to say my thoughts. This was an enjoyable romance. Like, it was basically just fine, but I ended up giving it 3 stars. It follows, like I said, Ada or Ava. I can't remember it. Is it really that memorable? I think it's Ava and Wes, and their relationship is cute, whatever, but I didn't really like feel any chemistry between the characters. Like, okay, they said nice things to each other, they were emotional with each other, they were vulnerable about things, they had conversations. Like, it had all the check marks of a good contemporary romance, but I just didn't feel anything for it. And I think that it's very similar to the first book in the series, Done and Dusted, in that very simple writing style style, a lot of tail not show. And I said this on Monday too. So like the writing style in particular didn't really stand out to me for anything. The one thing that made the first book stand out more was I really liked the fun banter between the two characters, and just they had more chemistry. There was more energy in their relationship, and so just for enjoyment purposes only, I gave that a 4-star rating. But this one I just didn't really feel connected to anyone, and so it just was a 3-star. It was just fine. It's whatever. I'm still gonna continue the series and read the next 2 when they come out, but for now, you know, it's done. I read it, so there you go. So as of right now, I finished this Rebel Blue Ranch series as far as what's been published. I think the 3rd book comes out in November, but until then, I can say I've technically completed this series. And then as far as the first book, which was from the Mile High series, I need to actually continue that because I think 4 books are already out. So I've only read the first 2. I need to go in and actually read the other 2 books whenever I have a chance because I really enjoyed that one. Yeah, so I think this was a successful vlog and continuing series, but I didn't get that much reading done. That being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. I post every single Thursday, so if you want to see my next video, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it. And I will see you guys in the next one. Have an amazing week. Bye!